Welcome to humanity. This is our one.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Yo, hi, this is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to listen to Fight Net Radio.
Lee Harvey Oswald, what's your name? How am I supposed to know you?
This is Frank Shamrock. You're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Hi, this is Nia, the Knockout St. John. You're listening to Fight Net Radio, and there's no way I would ever touch Lee.
This is Chuck Jackson the Dell.
I am Stephen Bonner, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Dan Henderson, you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Everybody, welcome to Fight Net Radio, where Lee's burning every bridge there is out there. All right.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on FightNetRadio.com.
Hey, I'm the king of the world! Hold it, you're not that crazy. I'm a bad man! Wait, I took up the world!
Actually last 13 minutes a few minutes in the third quarter we scored two, but they came back. These guys are pretty good, man. It's really fun to watch, really fun to watch. You know, everyone talks about them giving them a heart attack. I don't get that feeling at all. I like the test because it looks like we have the team that is up for the test every single week. Eh?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name is Lee Honish. That's Andrew Labouche. And we're talking about Andrew's team that I had to record because it was just too good for all of you.
10-2.
You have no idea.
We got 3 days, Lee. 3 days. Look, if the Raiders want the easy path to the promised land, they got to start this Thursday, 3 days from now. In KC, that's a playoff game. That's going to be a playoff game for the AFC West, I believe. So huge game on Thursday night. Here we go.
We talk about boxing on this show and the Raiders because this Sunday the Chargers officially dropped out of the wild card race.
They got other plans though. What about the Rams re-signing Fisher for 2 more years? What is up with that?
Drugs, blackmail. I really can't begin to tell you. Hi, everyone. My name is Lee Honish. That's Andrew Labouche. The show is about boxing. We just happen to watch a lot of football.
Yeah, it's that time. It's the greatest time of the year.
However, during the months of December and the first couple of weeks of January, we tend to talk a lot about football.
Especially when you guys aren't paying attention to boxing.
Well, boxing sucks.
Let's
be perfectly honest.
We're making a transition, maybe, Lee.
Maybe. It was funny. The other day I was going to go out and get another co-host to do MMA again consistently. I had a good training week. I'm thinking of competing in the Pan Ams. You know how I get. Yeah. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I should consider covering MMA a little bit more. And you know what? Since Conor McGregor is just going to flop over to boxing, and after Ronda wins in 2 weeks, she's going to quit. It'll take a few weeks for there to be the next MMA star. But before we talk about boxing, Andrew, this is going to blow your mind. You ready?
Yes.
I'd like to talk about our sponsor.
There you go.
Amazon. What?
What?
All you have to do... Well, Andrew, do you like getting money for Christmas?
Yes, I do.
So do I.
It's a lot better than spending, let me tell you.
It is. But here's the thing. You can't send money through the mail because that's really just stupid. And I don't know anybody who has checks anymore. And if you have checks, you're probably 80. So Grandma, Grandpa, if you're listening to this show, or anybody who's buying gifts, give gift cards. You like gift cards, Andrew?
Yes, I do.
You want to know the best gift card, Andrew?
What?
An Amazon gift card.
Oh, yeah. I was going to totally not go that route. I'm glad I didn't speak. Go ahead, Lee.
Good job.
Yeah.
So,
I love those ones.
There you go. Just when you're getting ready to buy, it's not going to cost you guys anything. Just type in Get Amazon Now. And it'll take you right to the gift card page. I've set it all up for you. Just type in getamazonnow.com. 3 words, Get Amazon Now, then the period button, then .com, and it will take you straight to the gift card page, and you are ready to go. Enjoy. That's our sponsor, Andrew.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, our 5 fans are cheap, so don't hold your breath. But hey, if they cover the cost of this show, I'm going to be much happier in the new year. All right. With all that said, you broke down and watched the Billy Joe Saunders fight.
Yes, I did.
And what did you think, Andrew?
I think Billy Joe's been avoiding Triple G and Chris Eubank Jr. for a reason. Looked sloppy. Did not look interested in the fight at all. He came on lately. I would say around the 7th round. I think Billy Joe landed the first combo of the night. I had him losing this fight. Yeah, I'm not real happy with the Tyson Fury or Billy Joe Sanders. And I had him losing 115 to 113. Had him also losing the championship round, the 12th and final round. Just I don't know where, look at everyone's gunning for him now. Chris Eubank obviously in Triple G called him out immediately. It's whoever's going to give this guy the biggest check. He is, the WBO, all the belts, the sanctioning body belts need to step up and start making these guys either face each other or strip them. And I don't even know what that means, Lee, because the WBO might have a weak-ass #1 contender that we'll have to watch Billy Joe Sanders fight. But somebody needs to get him in the ring with somebody that can challenge him for this belt, because he probably won't be champion. If he puts in another performance like he did this Saturday, and he had no reason to show up like this, all this guy does is have future fights ahead of him, yet he decided to come in sloppy and not with a lot of dedication, it looked like, in the training for this fight. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Chris Eubank Jr. I think that fight makes a lot of money for both guys, and it's still winnable. This would be a rematch with Eubank. He got a controversial decision already. So I see him leaning more towards that than Triple G. I think Triple G, what we seen on Saturday, would slaughter Billy Joe Sanders. So don't be surprised if Triple G is still looking for an opponent for early next year. And this, with them saying, HBO announced this week, Triple G is going to get 4 fights. Lee, how is he going to get 4 fights when they can't get 1 fight for December?
Well, 4 fights against nobodies is not that big a deal to.
But they couldn't even do that for the last quarter of this year. You know what I mean?
No, they tried to get a name for this year to end out the year. But to be fair to Triple G, what did he fight? Twice this year? 3 times this year? I want to say 3 times. Right? That's not a horrible output, all things considered, for today's athletes. And not to mention, he went to Big Bear to go train for his invisible opponent. So he's ready to go. I don't even understand what the point was to send him up to Big Bear to go train him, other than he was probably tired of his wife and his child. Maybe you can relate to that one, Andrew.
And actually, Lee, no, he's only fought in twice this year.
All right, but still, twice.
And one of them was against the welterweight. So
twice is still not a horrible number. Got to be honest.
But they're not middleweights, and they can't seem to lock down a middleweight contender to fight Triple G right now. I just don't see how he's fighting 4 times. And Billy Joe Sanders, I think he's going to outprice himself every single time, because if he can outprice himself at, say, $6 million or $7 million for a Triple G fight, but then turn around and make $1.5 million to fight some contender, that's the route they're going to do every single time. That's why I'm saying the WBO, they need to do something about getting this title away from him. If he's going to keep, how they keep saying, he ran from Chris Eubank Jr., the rematch. They've been calling that for a year or 2 years now. And then Triple G. where does this end? You know, he's not going to fight on the PBC. So how do we get these titles away from these guys if they're not going to fight each other? They're just going to keep outpricing each other and fight contenders. And then your contenders, let's see. I mean, can you pull up, what does the WBO have as their first number one contender at the middleweight division?
Hold on. You're assuming that I'm going to have the internet work for me at a reasonable speed. At middleweight, I would assume you're asking.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, and I don't know the first three names. I'm telling you right now.
All right, hold on. WBO champion. Oh.
When David Lemieux's in your top four, it's a bad rating. It's a bad ranking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's why you're not going to get the title away from this guy. He's going to continue to outprice himself on the other champs. You know, hopefully Daniel Jacobs and Golovkin can work something out. That might be his first fight of next 2017. But without Chris Eubank Jr., like, why isn't even Chris Eubank Jr., why isn't he even ranked number one for the WBO? Like, stop it. Put him number one. Let's get this fight a mandatory or strip him. Easy. That was solved easily. And if you got to go through the number one contender, have Chris Eubank Jr. fight him and then give him the number one spot and make Billy Joe Saunders fight him. It's what hurts the sport. Here we go. This guy's been running around social media, gets all this promotions on social media through him just talking smack to other guys, fights a regular contender, looks shitty, and he's still the champ. We're going to watch it over again. I'm telling you, this is why we're losing fans. And for whoever don't believe me, hey, Lee, let's talk about the HBO ratings for the two best fighters in the world. 2 weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago, we had Andre Ward. Matter of fact, I could take it a step farther. Andre Ward ranked number 1 or 2, whatever list you look at. Lomachenko ranked 1 or 2, whatever list you look at. And Sergey Kovalev is still hitting top 10 on almost every list you look at. So here we had the 1, the 2, and the top 10, right? Guys in the world fighting on one night. 834 views is what they peaked at. And you're telling me that I'm the one that's lying to you when I tell you this sport is definitely on a lifeline? And I'm not talking you, Lee. I'm talking the fans. It's not my fault. It averaged 760. This is the 3 best in the world. I thought Lomachenko, I thought this is a guy you can't miss. You got to watch him. Isn't that what HBO shoves down our throat every time we watch this guy? And I'm not saying that he isn't. But what are we missing that the fans are not tuning in to the sport right now? 2016 has not been good. I can't wait to get out of this year. And let's hope 2017 brings something better. But with Billy Joe Saunders outpricing himself, Chris Eubank Jr. doing the mitts on some yacht. He's not even a champ. He's on a yacht doing mitts. What's going on here? You know, I have another one why I think 24/7 has a little bit to do with why these fighters try to act like they're living the life that they're not. 24/7, all it really used to show was Mayweather's money. Let's not be stupid here. Mayweather made that show. Mayweather created it. Mayweather was the one featured almost all the time when it first opened up. He was fighting for HBO, and they showed a lot of money. It showed the good side of this sport. And I think everyone's trying to play copycat to that right now on social media. Everyone's social media feed, and what I can see in the boxing world is they're trying to act like the 24/7 show. So maybe, you know, it was good for boxing, brought a little entertainment, brought some eyes that weren't looking. The story that you talk about, it was building, Lee. But in the long run, it might have affected us because all these guys think they're him now. Or try to be.
Well, you know what I know?
What's that?
They all like gift cards. Type in get Amazon now and get your gift card for the holiday. But you know what else I know? Canelo Alvarez can beat up Triple G. Ask me how I know.
How do you know, Lee?
'Cause a allegedly drunken Oscar De La Hoya
awesome.
said so.